All right, let's get this party started. What's going on? Hey. What's going on, everybody? All right, are we there? I think we're there. All right, have to check stuff as we get started here. Hey, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Will Johnson. The website is uniteamericafirst.com. Please do me a favor. If you're listening to this on the podcast, please share it. Please share. If you're watching this on everywhere else, because you'll be watching it everywhere else, do me a favor. Hit the share button. Share this. Copy the link to this video and text it to somebody you know that loves America. Now, I have some stuff I want to share with you this evening. I always have something to share with you because they keep producing it. They keep making it happen. It's not even difficult. Sometimes I wake up in the morning thinking, okay, what's going to happen today? But I used to do that. I'm like, man, is there going to be anything to talk about today? Am I going to have any content? Am I going to be able to bring, awareness or something? I used to think that. Now I'm like, I get to the point sometimes, just to be honest with all of you, I get a little overwhelmed. Now the way things are happening and they're picking up, it's happening so fast. I mean, it's happening dramatically fast. So I want to share some stuff with you. Then we're going to get into the meat of tonight's broadcast. And it's not really good. It's not good for them, right? It's not good for them, but we're going to get into the meat of it. But first of all, I want to talk about our economy. Now, did y'all hear about the Dow? I mean, dudettes. You know what? Let me just play this clip and then we'll talk just a little bit about it. Listen to this.
The markets are set to open after an absolutely brutal week on Wall Street. Stocks now down $7.6 trillion since President Biden took office.
Look at this. $7.6 trillion dollars. It's really not funny. It's really not funny. I mean, this is hurting us. I mean, this is, when a lot of people look at the deficit and look how the economy and everything, and they just see numbers on the screen and they just see people talk about it, this is going to directly affect you. And because a lot of people just look at it, well, it's not affecting me. I'm not feeling the pain of it, but this is going to directly affect you. This right here, because what the Biden administration has done to this country is going to directly affect you. But you know what? They just ignore it. The Biden administration just ignores it like it never even happened, like it's not even happening, right? And then they ask even Karine Jean-Pierre about what Biden is focused on, right? Where are you taking the country? What are you doing? And of course, Karine Jean-Pierre, she comes out with the normal nonsense. Listen to this.
Okay, I want to ask you about the new poll that was out this weekend, this ABC Washington Post poll. It shows 56% of Democrats want the party to nominate someone other than Biden, and for people under 40, 75% want the party to pick someone different. Is the president concerned by this? How's he digesting a number like that?
You know what? And the poll numbers are bad for him. Never. And you know what? I think I've seen some reports where they were saying that it's never been this bad for someone in the White House. Never been this bad. But of course, they're going to ignore it. And with the economy, with everything tanking the way it is, listen to what she says.
So, as you know, I'm very limited on how I can discuss any kind of elections. I will reiterate what we have said many times from here, what the president has said many times, even recently as his 60-minute interview, is that he intends to run. Don't have any more announcements on that. But look, the president will say, as I am saying right now, is his focus is not on himself. His focus is on continuing to deliver for the American people.
Okay, exactly. What is he delivering? Right? Because we see the stock market, we see everything. What exactly is he delivering?
After taking action, I just talked about the Inflation Reduction Act, how important Medicare is now going to be able to negotiate, be able to lower cost for our seniors, and how important it is cost is going to go down as well as it relates to energy bills. I mean, these are things that the president has done for the past 19 months, making sure that manufacturing is resurgent. We saw that in the New York Times article, and we have been able, in the first 19 months, about 700,000 jobs, manufacturing jobs, have been created right here in this country because of the work that this president has done. And, you know, I said this at the top, we have done everything that we can. The president has made lowering costs for the American people a priority, has made the economy a priority for the American people.
And my question is, how many of y'all actually believe that? How many of y'all actually believe that he's making things better for everybody? Now, he took the oil reserves and then he put them back into the market to bring the gas price down. And the Democrats go, oh, yay, gas is down. Gas is down like $1.30. It's down $1.30, but it's still high. But guess what? If you ask me, because the only reason why he did it, because we're in election year, midterm election. So he had to bring it down because the Democrats are like, you're hurting us. This is hurting us. You got to do something to bring the gas down, because we can't have people going to the polls. And when they go to the polls, they might have to stop and get gas before they go to the polls. And if they have to get gas, they're going to remember when they're voting who had the gas prices jacked up. And now the gas prices are going back up, right? And it's going back up too soon. They're going up too soon. So Joe Brandon is asking, oh my goodness, they're wanting the oil companies and the gas stations to just automatically bring the price down. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen. It can't. Listen to this out of LA. The prices are already going back up.
The pain at the pump is back.
It's ridiculous.
I just don't see it getting any better. As far as my car, you can see I have it's a gas guzzler, and they need to do something about it quick.
Gas prices across the state have been climbing for the past several weeks after a period of lower prices earlier this summer. Drivers in LA County saw a huge jump of 17 cents for a gallon of regular in just 7 days.
How much does it take you to fill up?
120, 130, something like that.
Some of us don't have, between rent and food and all this, you essentially it's hard. It's hard right now.
So you have to pick between rent and food, right? Rent, food, or gas. Rent, food, or gas. Do y'all remember this leftist here? For those of you that never seen this video, this is not a new video, but I want y'all to pay attention to who she's blaming for the high gas prices. And this was a couple months back when she came out and she was screaming about who was causing the high gas prices. Now that gas prices are going back up, who do you think she's going to blame? The same person. Listen to what this crazy communist leftist says, who's raising gas prices.
$98. I have to decide between buying gas or buying food. And guess who wins? Because I have to get to the job that I need to buy anything at all. That doesn't pay me enough. And people want to donate $1,000 to cats. $98 at Costco to fill up my tank. $98.
Now, here comes who she's going to blame. Listen.
$5.50 a tank. $5.50 a gallon at Costco. $5.50 a gallon at Costco.
Here it comes.
This is the work of the religious right. You, religious right, who are doing this and have been doing this to us. You profiteering companies. You billionaires, stealing us, breaking our backs, stealing from us, profiteering off of us. Let me repeat, I have to decide between buying food or gas. Guess which one wins?
Okay, so the religious right is the reason why her gas prices are up. She's so disconnected from reality. If the religious right was doing this, then how come the gas prices were not up under President Trump? Really? Come on now, because that's who they're say the religious right. They point the finger at President Trump every single time. That's who she's talking about. Those of us who love freedom, those of us who love America, the religious right is the reason why the gas prices are up. How disconnected can you be from reality? That's it right there. Talking about a reality check, completely disconnected from reality, and you have people like that want to blame everybody but themselves. She voted for Joe Biden. You know that she did. Come on. You know that she did. She voted for Joe Biden. She voted for every single Democrat that she could have, and then it still doesn't register in her mind. Still doesn't register. Okay, let's get into the meat of tonight's broadcast. And I wanted to say this one to this point, because I've said multiple times that they're going to eventually start coming after Christians. And I kept making the point. The reason why they're talking about white people, the way they're talking about white people constantly, saying white people are racist, white people are bad, white people are inherently racist, all the same stupid stuff that we heard them say in the past. And I said the reason why they're doing that is because they want to come after Christians. That's the main goal here. Their main goal is to come after Christians, all of those that believe in Jesus. If you think that we're not living in that time is getting ready to hit us, where they're going to be persecuting Christians here in the United States of America. They've already been doing it. Other parts of the world, they've already been doing it. I was listening to Tucker, and the young lady that won in Italy, make Italy great again. She was talking about in Germany how they're doing the pronouns and all of that, how they want to remove that you can't they don't want you to name your children or use Mary, use Jesus, use Joseph, any biblical Christian names. They are wanting to remove that from society. Now, the wokeism there is just the same wokeism as it is here in the United States of America. But now we have the FBI where they actually raided a pro-choice Christian family home at gunpoint because they are against abortion. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Because they're against abortion. The Biden administration had the feds go in and raid this family, this Christian family, because the father showed up at a abortion clinic. Let me say this. We all know that conservative Christians, we're not violent. We're not violent people. We believe in Christ. We don't believe in, going out there and purposely being violent with people. That doesn't happen. Now, they're saying that there was an instance that took place about a year ago where they became like a match, or maybe someone shoved one another, but it went to court, and the information from the person that was going after the Christian was so weak, the court threw it out. This was a year ago. After they looked on the subpoena when they came in and the FBI, it was for that case a year ago. And the FBI now is coming after Christians who are pro-life.
Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett. Hey, Greg, until we see your Ring doorbell video, it's he said, they said. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think that these are thuggish tactics over a minor offense. Whether they used a SWAT team and guns drawn, this level of force is wholly out of proportion to what is essentially a petty offense. For what? Because a religious leader who offers pro-life advice outside a Planned Parenthood clinic allegedly got into a verbal dispute that escalated supposedly into a shoving match. What disturbs me is that this happened, Brian, a year ago, and the alleged victim filed a civil lawsuit for money damages that was so weak it was actually dismissed by the district court judge. And
let me stop it real quick. You know what this makes me think about? It makes me think about the Border Patrol agents that were on horseback, did not whip any of the black people, the people of color, did not touch a single one of them with their rein. They come to find out, that they were all exonerated, no criminal charges, nothing. The Biden administration doesn't care. The Biden administration is still going after them. Do you understand what I'm telling you? They committed no crime. They did nothing wrong, just like here, but they want to go after them still. People.
And yet you've got Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, and Christopher Wray, the Director of the FBI, that resurrects this case on a minor offense and uses the full force of the federal government and the FBI to descend on this guy's home to arrest him in front of his 7 children. He has no record. He's not a violent individual. Pick up the phone, call his lawyer and say, have your client turn himself in. So, this is a disturbing incident by the FBI.
I mean, come on. I mean, again, how much more proof do you need that the FBI is the strong arm of the Democrat Party? How much more proof do you need? The FBI is no longer the FBI for we the people, for the American people. Some would say they never have been. Right? I would like to believe that the FBI, there's still good men and women in the FBI, and I say this every single time. I would like to believe that the good men and women in the FBI eventually is going to stand up and say no to this wokeness. At some point, they're going to have to say no to it. Right? At some point, at least I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I have to, right? Right? But they're coming after those of us that believe that life is precious. You understand what I'm telling you? And that life that is precious is a gift from God. So these demonic demons, and that's what they are, they're 100% demonic demons, want to take away the gift from God, the unborn child. Listen to Karine Jean-Pierre as she's asked a question from Peter Doocy about when Biden is suggesting abortion takes place. Now, people get upset with me when I bring this one particular point up. Joe Biden is Catholic, is he not? And last time I heard, or supposedly the Catholic Church or Catholics were against abortion. Now, people get upset with me every time I bring that point up about Joe Biden. Nancy Pelosi, to my understanding, she's a Catholic too. But these people want to destroy life.
Following up on your topper, does President Biden favor any limits on abortion?
We've been very, very clear here. Since you're talking about my topper, I was talking specifically about Senator Lindsey Graham.
And your position on his plan is clear. 15 weeks is unacceptable.
I was speaking directly to what Republicans are trying to do. So they are calling for a national ban, which takes us backwards. Which will weeks, right? It's a national ban which will take us backwards and will put at risk the health of women. And here's the thing about this, Peter, it's not just national ban on abortion. We're talking about privacy, we're talking about contraception, we're talking about marriage. That is what extreme Republican officials are trying to do. That's what we're speaking to. I'm not going to get into specifics here. I'm just going to lay out what they have said that they're going to do.
Why not get into specifics? The Republicans are saying we don't want abortion after 15 weeks. Why can't you say how many weeks a president thinks the limit
as you know, Kevin McCarthy put out the GOP agenda.
I'm not asking about Kevin McCarthy. I'm asking about Joe Biden and his position on abortion. How many weeks?
Peter.
I mean, she's getting so triggered. And he's asking a very basic question. How many weeks? Just answer the question and then move on. But she doesn't want to answer that question because, again, Joe Biden, which a lot of people don't like it, and I get it, he's a Catholic. People don't like me reminding people that he calls himself a Catholic.
I'm answering your question. What Republicans are trying to do is take us backwards. They're trying to take away the rights and freedoms of Americans. We should really listen to what Republicans are trying to tell us. And that's what we are speaking out against, and that's what we're going to talk about the national ban that Republicans are continuing to push when majority of Americans do not want that.
We are all covering the Republican plan. I'm just, why can't you say,
and that's not even true. I mean, you know what? And it's not even true. Majority of the nation don't want abortion. If that was the case, then why would they be in such a butthurt position about the Supreme Court putting that back to the states? the way the Constitution intended it. Why would they be so upset if majority of the country wants abortion? Right? Because we in our states, in our individual states, we get to vote for it. Right? We get to vote for it. Yes or no? So if the majority of the nation is wanting it, then there shouldn't be any problem. They shouldn't be getting all upset about it. They shouldn't be getting all butthurt about it. But you know what? They do. They get butthurt. They get butthurt. Now, I hope I don't get in trouble for playing this next video. I mean, I hope I don't, but here we go. Kamala Harris was asked about, Latino support for the Democrat Party. And the question is, do you think Latinos are like supporting the Democrat Party like you think they should? I'm paraphrasing here. I'm going to play it for you here. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for playing this. But listen to this. Okay, just listen to this question. Then I'm going to show you something else. What they're really scared of. Listen to this.
I think that your party, the Democrat Party, has lost touch with Latinos?
I will tell you, I have been so proud to be here with Latino leaders in Milwaukee.
What? That's not the question.
Talking about the work that we have done as an administration that has been focused on the Latino population. I'm here at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I've been meeting with students, and these Latino leaders know and have thanked us for the work that we have done to relieve student loan debt.
To relieve student loan debt? That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question at all.
That your party, the Democrat Party, has lost touch with Latinos?
Do you think that you lost touch with Latinos? Obviously, she lost touch with that question. She lost complete touch with that question. And you know what? I think the Latinos are waking up. And you know what? If you're Latino and you're watching this, I don't know if some of them don't even like to be called Latino. I apologize. I don't know which one the correct one to do, because, the Democrats, they use so many different ones, Latinos, Latino X, Hispanic. I don't know. You can send me a message and correct me if you like. I don't know. But the youth, and when it comes to Latinos, the youth, they're rejecting Nancy Pelosi. Yes, so they're rejecting Kamala Harris. She's the border czar. Have y'all seen this beautiful video? Oh my goodness. So Nancy Pelosi, apparently she shows up where, places where it's going to be safe, because these are millennials, or these are people that we can brainwash. These are people, the youth, that don't know any better, and it's going to support an old hag like me. Really? Listen to what they do when she starts trying to talk. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar. So they want her to do away with deportation altogether. And she says that, yes, I'm fighting for to end deportation. And they go, you're a liar. You're a liar. Because, see, it's really interesting. Because, see, she shows up thinking, oh, this is going to be safe because, we're on the same team. They're on the same team. They don't know any better. Well, you know what? Apparently, here, this one's reported in New York, and I can play this because there's no music here. But this is in New York, where she's trying to speak to a crowd in New York. And it just, you know what? This is like a growing trend. And I want to commend all the young people that's thinking for yourself, that's not going along with this wokeness. Kudos for you. Kudos for you for not listening to the old hag like Nancy Pelosi. If anything, she's like the crypt keeper. But listen to this. love it. I love it. Seriously, because people are like, no, you're lying to us. You're part of the, I don't know if y'all could hear it, but someone was screaming saying, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Boo, Nancy, boo, you old hag, boo. She is part of the problem, along with Joe Brandon, along with Elizabeth Warren, along with Mitch McConnell. Yes, there's some rhinos in there. Lindsey Graham, right? Adam Schiff, Pencil Schiff, Jerry Nadler, Kamala Harris, Joe Brandon. They're all part of the problem. And thank you to the youth, because, there's a lot of young people and a lot of people that have been paying attention to all this. It was like, oh, they're booing her. Why are they booing her? So we want to keep that trend going so then people will know. It's not even just a trend. It's just mean people are actually starting to recognize the truth for what it is. Not all young people want to change their sex. I mean, they don't, right? Not all young people have been coached, groomed to want to change anything, right? People are actually seeing the truth for what it is. And that's a great thing. That's a great thing. If I can, you know how the Democrats have always brought up how, the Republicans, white people, MAGA Republicans are racist. You know how they do that? White supremacists, fascists. Right? They say this every single time. But the true racist people in this country, you know who they are? The Democrats. Take it from me. How do I know? Right? Because I never experienced the racism that I have received until I became a conservative. Then the racism from the left just flowed in. See, I didn't experience racism like they say from conservative Christians when I considered myself a Democrat. And Lord Jesus, thank you for healing my mind. But I never experienced it. See, I'm being completely honest. I never experienced it. But once I became a conservative Christian, oh my goodness. And y'all remember when Ron DeSantis was running in 2018, that whole instance where he said we can't be monkeying around? Y'all remember when he said that? And they were trying to say he was being racist because he was running against a black person. And it was the left that was associating monkeys with black people. It's the left that's always done that. But now you have a black person that's running for political office, and all of a sudden the Democrats feel comfortable by calling him Curious George. So it's okay. It's okay for them to say racist remarks about a, candidate running for political office if he's not on the Democrat side, right? So then it's okay. Listen to this.
The Democrat leadership in Connecticut, unfortunately, they're stooping to racist tactics just to try to win this election, and it's terrible.
Yeah, let me focus in on that, because this happened back in May when Connecticut Democrats launched an attack on you. Some people say that it was written in the form of a Curious George story. The attack was seen as racially insensitive at best, straight up racist at worst. What was your take on it?
No, absolutely. I mean, they used the same cadence, and they, actually wouldn't take down the social media posts until Democrats and Republicans throughout the state decried it, and then they were forced to take it down. So it just goes to show they're willing to do anything to try to remain in power and to keep this seat. That's why it's just so important that we raise the resources that we have to get our message out and to win this seat back and flip the House of Representatives and get rid of Nancy Pelosi as Speaker once and for all.
But just so we're clear on that, do you believe it was a racist attack? Because it's always the Democratic Party that's the first to pull the racism card.
Look, the Democratic Party is only concerned about maintaining power and staying in power, and they'll use whatever tactics are necessary, including racist tactics. And clearly, this was absolutely a racist tactic that they were using. It backfired on them, and that's because we have the better message. Look, they also said that folks would only vote for me because I'm black. That came from my opponent. That came from her surrogates throughout the state. So, we've got the better message. They're worried, but we just need to make sure, because they're hammering me with negative, false attack ads, and we've got to have enough to get our message out to win this seat back.
Yep. You see, again, it's okay if you're a Democrat and you use racist remarks against a Republican, regardless of their complexion. It's okay then, right? Talking about hypocrisy. The left are a bunch of hypocrites. How is it okay then? And I remember when Ron DeSantis said that back in 2018, I did a video, and I was still in California, and I did a video on that. And you know what? This is the first time I ever saw this happen on Facebook. It was just strictly on Facebook. I did this video and talking about Ron DeSantis and how the left associate, monkeys every time it come up with that, and Facebook put me in Facebook jail for 30 days because I talked about it. And, I was being animated too. I was being animated, and they didn't like it because I was throwing it back in their face how racist they are. Right. I didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do any curse words or anything. I was just exposing them to the fullest, and they didn't like it. Well, you know what? How they always constantly saying that we're racist, MAGA Republicans, we're the threat to democracy. Well, now we actually have, and I'm saying this, maybe go like a MAGA, make Italy great again. Can we say it like that? MAGA? Can we say that? Make Italy great again. They just did, and I'm excited for them. I'm extremely excited for him. See, we need to do the same thing here in the United States of America because what the Democrats have done to this nation is horrible. Now, I want y'all to listen to the young lady that won in Italy. Listen to this.
This is what we are doing here today. Why is the family an enemy? Why is the family so frightening? There's a single answer to all these questions. Because it defines us. Because it is our identity. Because everything that defines us is now an enemy. For those who would like us to no longer have an identity and to simply be perfect consumer slaves. And so they attack national identity, they attack religious identity, they attack gender identity, they attack family identity. I can't define myself as Italian, Christian, woman, mother, no. I must be citizen X, gender X, parent 1, parent 2. I must be a number. Because when I am a number, when I no longer have an identity or roots, then I will be a perfect slave at the mercy of financial speculators, the perfect consumer. That's the reason why. That's why we inspire so much fear. That's why this event inspires so much fear. Because we do not want to be the numbers. We will defend the value of the human being. Every single human being, because each of us has a unique genetic code that is unrepeatable. And like it or not, this is sacred. We will defend it. We will defend God, country, and family. Those things that disgust people so much, we will do it to defend our freedom. Because we will never be slaves and simple consumers at the mercy of financial speculators. That is our mission. That is why I came here today. Chesterton wrote more than a century ago. Let's see if I can find it. Fires will be kindled to testify, and 2 and 2 make 4. Swords will be drawn to prove that leaves are green in the summer. That time has arrived. We are ready. Thank you.
And she didn't say anything bad, but other than she's talking about the left, right? Everything she said was true, and they can't stand it. And all the liberal media, they're all upset with her. The liberal media here in the United States of America hates her because she's putting God and family and country first. Wow, what an idea. What a bad idea. Put God, family, and country first. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with you? The audacity of these people to be nationalists. The audacity of them to talk about the belief in their God. Really? Really? That's the problem. You know, they have such a problem with it, right? They have a problem with that, but they don't have a problem with their wokeness. They're okay with all of the woke issues. Here's another prime example of woke issues. See, they have issues with you putting your country first. They have issues with you putting God first. They have issues with you putting the family first. Because, see, they know in order to tear down a nation, they have to tear down a family unit. That has been their goal. She's a prime example of that. Listen to what she says here, because the wokeness, that's what they're on their main agenda. And I keep telling everybody, and I don't think everybody has heard me or understood exactly what I'm talking about, where they're mostly concentrating on wokeness, not real issues. Wokeness. Listen to this. This is a prime example of wokeness. Like, what in the world does I guess it's a baseball team? What is Atlanta Braves? Is that a baseball team? I have no idea. Right? I have no idea. Someone send me a message. Let me know. I don't keep up with sports, so I don't know. So let me know. Listen to this.
On the president hosting the Atlanta Braves today, wondering if you or the president has any thoughts about some of the controversial about the team name, the Braves name, the so-called tomahawk chop. Any thoughts on that?
So, look, we believe that it's important to have this conversation. And Native American and indigenous voices, they should be at the center of this conversation.
So, changing the name from Atlanta Braves, what? I mean, again, that is a woke issue. That is a woke issue. What in the world does the White House have to do with someone changing the name of a team, the Atlanta Braves? Who cares? I mean, I kind of care because I like the name Atlanta Braves. So what about? Hold on, wait a minute. So are they going to change the home of the Braves too? Someone help me out here. Are they going to change that? The home of the Braves? I mean, we're talking about woke issues. Why not? You see how they went after Mr. Potato Head over woke issues, Dr. Seuss over woke issues. Everything is about woke issues with them. Everything. Nothing is about actual issues like the border, like the food crisis, like the oil crisis, like the, our energy crisis, like the war that we keep funding between Russia and us. None of the real issues they want to address. They want to do all wokeism. That's why they keep sending $1 billion to a corrupt nation like Ukraine. Yes, I said it. Right? They keep sending billions of dollars. Anytime Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, all of them, like, we got to put all this money into, there's corruption there. I mean, how many people don't recognize that yet? You'd be surprised. There's quite a few people that don't even recognize that we're funding a corrupt regime. Don't even realize it, thinking, well, this is great. This is what we need to do. It's happening right now. It's happening. It's ridiculous how much is happening. Let me share something else with you because, I've always talked about the crime. But do me a favor. I just look right now really quick. I have 456 shares on Facebook. Can y'all help me reach 500? I'm asking. Help me reach 500, please. But enough of that. Listen to this because, you're talking about the crime in the United States of America. And again, they concentrate on wokeism, but they don't ever concentrate on actual problems. Are you starting to get it yet?
Does President Biden think America's big cities are safe?
Can you say more?
Well, we know that thefts and robberies are up about 20% in the first half of this year. So I'm wondering if he thinks America's big cities are safe.
Are you talking about the New York Times story specifically? Or is that what you're referring to?
The murder rate's still 30% above its 2019 level. They're all from the Council on Criminal Justice. So we've seen some high-profile examples of this. The Washington Commanders running back was being mugged. He got shot. Karen Bass, member of Congress, had her house robbed. These are high-profile people. So should everyday Americans who are not in the public eye feel safe?
So let me stop it real quick. You know what that makes me think about, because he's talking about it's happening to high profile people now, the crime, like they didn't pay attention to the border. They ignored the border 100% until it went to a location with high profile people. So now that the crime is spilling over into high profile people, in the liberal utopia, are you actually going to acknowledge it now? Because, see, if you don't acknowledge the problem, then you won't ever try to fix the problem.
So I'll say this. That same story also stated that the crime is complicated and multifaceted. Look, this is a president who has secured historic funding to make sure that law enforcement has what it needs, especially, and he was able to do this in the face of opposition from Republicans during a time where he inherited a rising crime rate from the previous administration. The president put forth the American Rescue Plan, and in that very plan, there was more than $300 billion to go to local states and local cities to make sure that they were able to hire law officers. They were able.
You know what? She's lying. She's lying. That's not their agenda. Their agenda is to put money towards wokeism across the board. And she's straight up lying. And the bill that they did pass, it still didn't make a difference. The crime is still increasing throughout the country. And they don't want to do it to hire more police officers. They want to do it to hire social workers. But see, the only people that they want to hire with guns are IRS agents. They want to arm them and have them come after us. But anyone for as far as protecting you and me, we the people, that's a big no-no. They don't want to do that.
To hire, firefighters. They were able to hire people that were critical to their needs as they were dealing with a pandemic. Republicans voted against that.
So I guess just the original question: does President Biden think America's big cities are safe?
It is not a yes or no question. It is very much a question of what has he done. That's how we see the question: is what has he done?
What? It is a yes or no question. The answer is no. Well, in his case, he says, yes, the cities are safe. The streets are safe in America. All right, so I want to share something else with you here. And this one here. You know who Liz Cheney is? Liz Cheney is now going after the soon-to-be, looks like it, right? Governor of Arizona, the soon-to-be governor of Arizona. And I'm really rooting for her, Kari Lake. I'm really rooting for her. But Liz Cheney has taken it upon herself to want to go after her, right? Liz Cheney's like not even close to the state. Not even the same way. So Liz Cheney's like, okay, I'm going to target her because, I guess because Matt Gaetz went to Liz Cheney's neck of the wood and did a little small rally to rally people against Liz Cheney. A Republican rallying up supposedly against another Republican. But listen to what she says about Liz Cheney and which party she's actually affiliated with.
I want to point out what Liz Cheney has said about you when speaking at this Texas Tribune conference yesterday. She says, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure Kari Lake is not elected. Your reaction?
That might be the biggest, best gift I've ever received. I mean, the people of Wyoming can't stand her. I'm pretty much sure that the people of Arizona don't like Liz Cheney. Here's the deal, Maria. The Republican Party, the new Republican Party, is the party of we the people.
That is the MAGA Republican Party? The MAGA Republican Party?
Pretty much sure that the people of Arizona don't like Liz Cheney. Here's the deal, Maria. The Republican Party, the new Republican Party, is the party of we the people. It is no longer the party of warmongers. And so Liz Cheney probably should change her voter registration. Turns out she really is a Democrat after all.
She is a Democrat after all. I've been saying that. Multiple people see that. She's a straight up Democrat. 100% hands down. 100% hands down. She's a Democrat. Okay, we're at the end here. I want to thank everyone for being with me. I have one more thing I want to share with you, though. Don't leave. I got something I want to share with you that this would probably get you like on a good note. Something that every single person that's watching and listening right now, you're gonna like this next video clip that I have for you. It's really short. Look, it's only 17 seconds. So let me say thank you, and I'm gonna play this for you. It's only 17 seconds. Okay? If I can do this. Okay, let me say thank you to a couple people, then I'm gonna play the video. It's only 17 seconds. Hold on. Is it Angie's? I know I butchered that. Sorry. Thank you so much. Kelly, thank you so much for the stars. Sharon, thank you. Amy, thank you. Mikhail, thank you. Sherry, thank you. Hartman, thank you. Diane, thank you. Francis, thank you. Michael, thank you. Wow. Thank you so much for the blessings. Debbie, thank you. Lori, thank you. Wow. Chuck, thank you. Yvette, thank you. And these are Facebook stars. Dana, thank you. Kimberly, thank you so much. And then I think that is it. Okay, so I got one I want to share with you. Like I said, it's only 17 seconds. 17 seconds. 17 seconds. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I want to make sure I got it queued up because I want to pop it in here on you and then let you see it.
Congressman, what are you expecting from Wednesday's hearing?
I didn't do that, but somebody put that together. Okay. I mean, come on. Okay.
Congressman, what are you expecting from Wednesday's hearing?
This is... Okay, so for those of you that don't know the reason why it's put together like this, someone, I don't know who did it, kudos, but because he was live on TV one day and he let air out when he was live on TV one day. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for all the blessing. Thank you so much for all the support. And thank you so much for sharing the audio if you're on the audio podcast. And thank you so much for hitting the share button on Facebook. We're at 548. Thank you so much for the blessings, everybody. Be safe, be strong, get prayed up because we're headed for a dark time in America. Reality check.